No drum tonight. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can, then shout out. If you cannot, then for land's sakes, let me know. Um, what I would like to say off the bat. Hold on one second here. Just let me check. Yes, you can. I just checked. So, how's up, friendlies? Or should I say, hey there, friendlies, how's up? Welcome to another live stream, another one of my traveling live streams. I'm only going on for 1 hour tonight because the boys and I have to practice for our gigs for the rest of the week. We're playing in a small town called Lacombe tomorrow, and then we're off to the mountains Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the festival gig. Am I loud enough? I find using these is very unfamiliar to me. I'm used to my big cans, my big mic, and all that stuff. But don't have it right now. Excuse me. It's a little dry here in Calgary. So I'm having a bit of trouble, and I forgot to get a glass of water. Also, there are 2 kids sleeping down that hallway, so I'm going to try not to be too loud. So who we got? Oh, the housekeeping. If in fact you are listening to us time shifted through tomorrow or next week or next month, I love the fact that you're watching and commenting in the doobly-doo down below. If at any point tonight you really love what you're hearing and seeing, please hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you really kind of hate what you're hearing and seeing, that's okay. The frowny thumb works as well. So let's see who's with us, shall we? I said that I'm only on for an hour tonight, right? I'm just taking a look at the time. Due to practicing, Tim Keegan in the house, nice to see you. Steve I, nice. Wholesome family music. Rob on the internet in the house with us, nice to see you. There's Christy, nice. Happy Tuesday, almost to midweek, yeah. In fact, I'm only working a half day tomorrow because we're hauling our cookies to the small town up north. Peanut Trucker, I thought you were doing the voice over on the over on the Discord, so it's nice to see you with us. And there's Destiny, nice to see you. Christy, by the way, is a channel member. Forgot to mention that. And you know what I say about channel members? Personal hero. There we go. There's Canadian stepping in with some words of wisdom there. Nice to see. Man, you guys are active tonight. Where do we go? There we go. Did everything already jump? No. I was starting to prep my check-in bag for. Oh yeah, I forgot you were going on a European trip. You're gonna find some nice whiskeys because I think you're going to Ireland, Scotland, and somewhere on the continent, right? Europe, that's a long way from the house. Yes, okay. England, Ireland, Scotland, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Nice little tour. How come you're not doing France? It's a nice country. Paris is beautiful, but full of problems, by which I mean people. But what is Country Boy Trapped in the City saying here? 2 squirrels for every thumb. Oh, Canadian, that would make a good special feature for Russell's channel. Have I said hi to everyone? Oh, there we go. There's Mr. Evans. There's David, also a channel member. How's it going tonight, David? Sorry, I've been not on the Discord lately, but you know, vacation and travel and stuff. I try to keep up when I can. But also, like, I'm not even remotely in the same time zone. So I find that when you guys are more active, it's kind of off the axis for me right now. I was mad at the squirrels. They're stealing vegetables from the garden. Your wife and I will get along fine then, because I'm mad at the squirrels too. Christy's saying that you can hear me, which tells me just how. What? Come on, who? Which tells me just how far behind I already am. Who else is with here? There we go. Nope, that's not what I meant to click, but everything jumped. Ian the Web Lord, how's it going, mister? Nice to see you. There's Carol. Nice to see you as well. To those of you who are just joining, I was explaining that I'm a little quiet for two reasons. The air is really dry in Calgary, so I'm not as, and I forgot to bring up a glass of water because I was like, gotta get on. And also, there's a couple of kids sleeping back there. Young boys. Canadian has hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, mister. It's the live stream. Here we are. There's Whiskey Harbor. How's it going? Now, if by adopt 11 squirrels you mean turn them into a pie, then we're talking. There, whoops, Mr. Man on the Street. I went to a store called the Kensington Wine Market today. It's where I spend most of my whiskey money. They have some juice that you would love to see. A lot of really nice stuff there. I think one day, if you're up around this way, you should definitely hit that place up. It's in Calgary, which is where I am right now. But yeah, I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay. Hike with Mike in the house. Somebody tell Bettina that I'm only on for an hour tonight. She'll show up 59 minutes in. Destiny, nice. Oh my snap, there's Simon Forger. Salut monsieur. Ça fait longtemps là. Are you working tonight? Are you working hard? Or hardly working? Oh, that's a dad joke. Nice to see your name pop up. Oh, Grace. How's it going, Grace? David's mad at his local raccoons. I'm often mad at my local raccoons because my compost bin ends up on its side, but not as much as the squirrels. I'm really mad at those squirrels. Gary hasn't been to Quebec in 35 years. You're not going to get a good poutine in Ontario, buddy. What's up with the raccoons? I get the feeling that David with the raccoons is like me with the squirrels. I go, Mike's not mad at any of the animals in his neck of the woods. Strange? I'm not surprised. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this because I don't know. Oh, Destiny says that Lena's Market in Calgary has great Italian food. That's good to know. Granted, we're leaving tomorrow and I won't be back until like Sunday night. And then I'm flying out Monday morning. So good to know, but I may not make it this time. Oh, whoops. Simo's off for the week. Nice. What you doing for that week? Are you staycationing or are you doing some cool stuff? I would like to have gone camping, but that did not work out for this year. Canadian recently had an invasion of skunks. I had to deal with one skunk last year in my backyard, but it turned out that he or she, whatever, was a young'un. It was there because we had grubs in the grass. So I threw down some nematodes, got rid of the grubs, and the skunk went away. David says the raccoons are digging up my grass. I wonder if, which means there are grubs in the grass. Okay, so raccoons do the grub thing as well. I didn't know that. And the Weblard says, "Stop growing some yummy grass." Oh, hey, I'm at the end of the chat. So what do you guys want to talk about for the next 3/4 of an hour? I don't have anything planned. I just wanted to make sure that I got to hang out with you guys for a little bit, even though I'm all the way over here. One benefit of live streaming from the West Coast or Alberta, though, is I'm actually kind of awake. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas usually, like back home, by the time the kids are in bed and everything, I'm done. So it's let me take a Simo's off to Ontario next week to camp. That's nice. Which park are you going to be camping in? Or do you not want to say that for fear that we'll all run over and hi Simo? But Eastern Ontario, like Southern, you going to the north? You don't have to tell us exactly which park. Destiny says, we get the two drunken raccoons every fall and they come gorge on the fermented. Oh, yeah. My dad and his wife have a plum tree, and sometimes the fruit ferments, and similar issue. Grub treatment stuff. Are you, David? Are you putting down nematodes, or are you putting down some sort of chemical? I wanted to put down more nematodes this year, but like this spring, but like there was no stock. I would like them to get this this supply chain thing worked out. That's what I would like. I would like to see that because there's some real basic stuff I just can't get anymore. Oops. Jerry says, I once had a skunk follow me to the garage. I was rather impressed with my quick thinking. I grabbed the garden hose plant and sprayed that son of a gun before he knew what hit him. Nice. Are you on a voyageur? How long? Just a weekend? Yeah, I don't have a lot of crow damage in my yard. We don't have a whole lot of crow. We have crows, but not like they're not destroying my grass. Not like the skunks and stuff when they're digging for the grubs. Yeah, Destiny. I'm looking forward to the trip as well, big time. Jewish redneck prepper in the house. Nice to see you. How's it going? How are you doing today? I wish I had brought a beverage. Oh well. Oops. Well, easy remedy to do with these rounds: half ground beef, half plaster of Paris. Yikes! No way. I don't want to kill these animals. I just want them to leave my stuff alone. Also, I'm not allowed to kill these animals. Like Mike says, the robins get drunk on the berries in the wintertime down here on the wave flag. Okay. Oh yeah, because it's so much warmer down there. Absolutely. Country boy says that the crows are a menace down there. Around where I am right now is not crows. They have some ravens, but the big issue around here is the magpies. They piss everyone off. I think they're pretty and they sound cool and everything, but we don't have them at home. So I like them, but they do get into everything. Destiny Lacombe is one evening. Oh, it's like 2 hours. It's a short one. It's at the band shell in the center of town. You know, just like it's not like a pub gig that goes to 2 a.m. or anything like that. Longest quest in the house. How's it going, Mr. Skip? This is turning into the pest discussion. Look at what Simo's got to deal with. Carpenter ants, crumbs. Ugh. I'm just taking a look. I like what Mike just said. Most pests to me are the human type. Yeah. Destiny lives in a town that is a bird feeding city. Yeah, and it's funny because I mean, you know, I've got like 4 bird feeders, but the crows never come. Never do. Yeah, a lot of the people around here don't like the magpies. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. There's something. Actually hit the mute in time this time. which is nice. Is that unfortunately? Oh, you mean like they'll go for it? Yeah. Okay, now here's something I don't ever have to deal with. Christy's got scorpions. My dad's had to deal with like black widow spiders, but they don't really get scorpions in the Okanagan. There was a black widow that used to live behind his TV. They would see it every now and again. And one day it just sort of disappeared. So, Chrissy, when you flash a light on the scorpions in the dark or black, that whatever, is that like true that they glow under black light? I hope Russell's okay. He doesn't have to come on every time I'm on, but anyways. Highlight of, oh, come on. Highlight of my trip so far, David. Well, Camille had never seen a desert before. So we took a drive from Penticton down to around Oliver. Took her to the Desert Cultural Center. It's like it's really close to the border. It's in a First Nations reserve that's so big that it almost kind of straddles the border. We shot a video. It's going to take forever to edit it, but we shot some stuff. She thought it was really cool. That's definitely the highlight, I think. For her mother's birthday, they went paragliding, parasailing. You know, you're on a boat, big parachute at the back, and up you go. So I got some footage of that as well. They like that as well. I would never do that. I'm not brave enough. I don't like heights, but man, Camille's up for anything. It's really nice to see. Actually getting to my gig on Saturday became a highlight because I almost missed it. You know what? I'll tell you about this. So my flight from Penticton to Calgary was at 8 in the morning. They say get there a couple of hours early, security, baggage, blah, blah, blah. It's a tiny, tiny airport. And there's like one flight, Penticton to Calgary in the morning, one flight kind of in the evening. So I'm on the, I have a boarding pass for the morning flight. Midnight, I get notified that my flight's canceled. So the evening flight gets me to Calgary way too late to get to my gig. So suddenly I'm flying from Kelowna to Calgary. Now Kelowna is a 1 hour drive away, but the flight is 1 hour later. So I'm like, okay, problem is when the night before we decided we were going to get up, like I was going to get up at 6, my dad would get up at 6:15, roll out of bed, we'd hit the road at 6:30 and be there in time because they weren't really sure what time the airport even opens there. So at midnight I text him, but of course on these phones, they all go into night mode so you don't get disturbed, right? So I did not sleep well that night. I tossed and turned. I packed everything the night before. I tossed and turned on the couch. I'm like, oh my God. So my dad comes. My dad was sleeping. They got like a little guest house, and they took the guest house so that my girls and my wife and I could have their house. So he comes in about 6:17. Said, "Did you get my text?" He said, "No." I said, "Flight's canceled. 9 o'clock from Kelowna." He said, "We better go." So we jumped in the car to Kelowna. Before I get there, I get a dingle from my fiddler saying that flight's full now because of everyone trying to get, like they immediately filled up the evening flight from Penticton and they filled up that flight. So he says, but the thing about getting to Kelowna is that's where all my options happen. So I get there. He says, okay, when you get to the desk, tell the girl to transfer you from Kelowna, Calgary to Kelowna, Edmonton, because that's up, we're going up that way to get to our gig anyway. You'll wait for us for a few hours there and we'll pick you up on the way. Fine, except the girl at the gate won't do it. Not allowed, sir. Now, I'm running out of time, right? And what do you mean you're not allowed? So I call my fiddler back, because here's the thing, I'm flying standby. So it's like, I'm not on the priority list here. And so I called my fiddler back and said, of course she's allowed to, but she just wouldn't do it. So I had to buy another standby ticket and then get the previous one refunded. Anyways, so I finally got through security, got my bags and my base on the plane. But the flight was then delayed from 9 o'clock to 11:30. Still not going to make me late for the gig, but so I'm cooling my heels, wondering if I'm getting on this plane, right? Because if these flights are all filling up, then I won't get on. Anyways, I finally got on the plane, landed in Edmonton. Fiddler picked me up, took me to the place, and we got to do the gig. But it was like my digestion was destroyed because of all the stress. But anyways, we did the gig. It went well. So that was like a dark highlight of the trip. Absolutely. Aside from that, spent a lot of time at the beach. I always kind of feel like I'm wasting vacation time if I'm at the beach, but I did get some hikes in as well. I got some good stuff. So some good hiking in up around the mountains. It's very dry there though, right? Because of the whole pocket desert thing. So you got to bring some water. But I got some footage done as well. These videos are going to take forever to put together, so they're not going to be like next week, but I'm going to get them out there. It's good. I have managed to lose my Kevin Callan book, the Another Bend in the River. So I'm going to have to order that again. And I managed to lose my hat, but they both might be, they might be lost, they might not be lost. Yeah. So yeah, David, that's a really long roundabout explanation or answer to that question right there. Oops, what did I just do? Heavy Mike says, we have scorpions, but we rarely see them. Got stung once. Oh, but it was just a numbing feeling, no pain. Interesting. Christy says, has to be black light. You've been stung by a baby. Those are the worst. Really? Of course, Grace used to have a couple. David, I went to Drumheller a while ago. I am dying to bring Camille to Drumheller because it's a very different kind of desert, but that's what more what people think of when they think of desert, right? That's straight up Badlands. And dinosaurs, hello. How cool is that? So cool. Country Boy says, High Mountain Desert is pretty fun to drive through. I lived in Kamloops for 2 years, and the summers were not fun. Neither were the winters. Come to the yeah. Kamloops is could be a special case, eh? Canadian says, when I go to Texas, hold on, I have to mute. Excuse me. I always have to empty your shoes before. Yeah, of course. And even in the Okanagan, I tap my shoes just in case there's a black widow in there. Here's a good point, Mr. Mike. Very good point. Everything just sort of jumped. Yes, it was a very stressful. I don't love being totally stressed. I got to be straight with you. I'm not one of these people who like thrives on the stress. I just, because I don't deal well with it. Like if my fiddler wasn't helping me deal with that flight situation, I would have been in a very bad mood and very rude with the people working there, which is not the way you want to be. I mean, except that girl who said she wasn't allowed was straight up lying, and then she started going into me over, well, you're flying for practically free. How do I know you're not just switching flights to play around? What? What? I said, what? But anyways, it's done. It's done. I'm here. I worked for an airline for several years. Every job available except flight attendant and pilot. My least favorite was gate agent. Lots of stress. Yep, that's true. That's true. And a lot of people who, for a lot of people, the gate agent is where you start at an airline. Like if you don't go straight in, like for air crew, right? Whatever stewards and stewardesses, a flight, like if you're not going in as a flight attendant or whatever, your entry into the place is a front gate. So I can. Oh, Gary got his another Bend in the River book. Yeah, nice. I'm glad to see that. Now, here's the thing. I just tried to order another one from Amazon today to replace the one that I've probably lost. And it's like 2 or 3 months it'll come. So maybe I'll order from Canadian Outdoor Equipment again. Oh, look at that. Thanks, David. I will. Thank you, Mr. Evans. That is going to be very appreciated. Oh, you ordered it the night he was on. That's good. I love it. And I like that guy a lot. I think he deserves success. He really works hard. He does well. Gary, if you're reading the book, you see how hard he's been working. He's got 1 million stories. 1 million. Hold on, I'm lost. Destiny. Hey, with my God bless you. That's a stressful job. Got a great story about that. Yeah, I can tell I know it's a stressful job. I absolutely do. I hate stress. I arrive at the airport 24 hours before your flight. 24 hours? But do you sleep on the benches? Like, would they even let you through the security 24 hours before? Or do you mean you sleep at the hotel next to the airport? Sort of as a just in case. Guys, I forgot to tell you about the other stressful thing. We almost didn't make our flight, my family, to Penticton. Okay, so we set the alarm for it was a morning flight, early. So we set the alarm for like 2:30 in the morning. The missus ordered a taxi for 3:00 in the morning. So we get up, we get ready. The kids are flying in their PJs, right? And the taxi doesn't show. And so she's looking on the on the app, and the taxi isn't going to show. Oh, everyone say hi to my fiddler. Oh, he just. They're starting to practice early, and then I'm going to go down. So this taxi ain't coming. So I'm trying to order another taxi, but it's like 3:00 in the morning. And finally, the missus just says, okay, you know what? Let's just take the car. We'll pay for the parking at the airport. So like, okay. So we start packing it up. I jump into the driver's seat. The car doesn't start. So I go get my jumper box thing. Click, click. Okay, honey, let it go. Car doesn't start at all. So we're looking at each other, and I call a taxi, and so we need a big taxi. And they're like, we don't have anything big. It's too early in the morning. So I said, we'll take whatever you got. And so our plan is, if it's something fairly small, the girls will go with half the stuff, and they'll have the taxi guy call another taxi to come and get me with the rest of the stuff. Anyway, so the taxi guy shows up. He's a Prius V. We're looking at each other and looking at the stuff, but it all fits. So we get in, we go to the airport, and we're riding the line here, and security is long. Even though they've got like a special line for families, security is long. We finally get through, and we get on the plane, and we fly to Vancouver, where we have a 3-hour layover, which is perfect because it means that we can have breakfast. So it's just like, I hope I get home. You know? don't love the stress. But funny thing, when when there's four of you and like there is stress, I can really shut that down, right? I can just do what needs to be done. It's when I'm not trying to keep the kids from knowing how stressful it is, or trying to like when you and your partner are both stressed out. Sometimes you can kind of ramp it up. I can shut it down, and I can be like, okay, this will work. It's when I'm alone and I feel like there's no support. It really kills me. Excuse me. Oh, everything just jumped again. I don't know where I am. Oh, everyone's saying hi to the fiddler. Grace says these days you just can't depend on airlines too much. Absolutely, absolutely. Hold on. David says, I noticed on Discord the picture of the scotch and whiskey bottles at your host place are a lot lower than yours. He's got more because he's got a lot of really cool stuff, like real keepers. He's got a few boxes in the basement. You can buy stuff here that you cannot buy at home. This is why I spend all my money here and pay for the shipping a couple of times a year, because there's just so much available here. And Andrew, the guy who owns the Kensington Wine Market, he is half owner of a new distillery in Scotland called Holyrood. You're never going to get any of that in Montreal, you know. So I'm looking forward to buying into that at some point. But yeah, he's got a lot of bottles, and a lot of them are really, really good. I mean, I've got some really good stuff too, but not like that. You know what, Peanut? I think that all that stress is a sign that I got to learn how to either thrive on stress or just swallow it. You know, just deal. Because I told you, like when I had my séjour at the hospital for my blood pressure, doctor said you got to minimize your stress. You got to eat better. You got to exercise, but you really got to minimize your stress. So like having these kinds of things sort of make me a little short of breath, and I get this wicked pain. Not like a shooting pain, not like I'm about to keel over, but like I do have a certain amount of pain here, a lot. Just say I don't think I'm a collector because every bottle I buy, Magpie almost flew into the window there. Everything I buy is going to get opened. Like real collectors, these guys buy big ticket bottles and then don't open them. And like sometimes they'll flip them, sometimes they'll trade, blah blah blah. But it's it's like collecting stamps or something. Very expensive stuff. It turns into, But everything I have is going to get opened. Like I don't have that collector's instinct. And at the end of the day, I think whiskey is best when it's drunk and when it's shared. But I do spend collector level money sometimes. Absolutely. Simo, he's talking about on Russell's, the Raspberry Rock Discord channel. David, why you gotta be that way? I can't find where I am. There we go. Christy says, swallow the stress like a good whiskey. Hey, Drop is here. Nice to see you. How's it going? Excuse me. I'm only on for another 20 minutes. I'm doing a short one because I'm at someone else's house and we've got to practice music tonight. Excuse me. Country Boy says, Alberta and BC have loads of whiskeys. That's it. CSO. Because of the little asterisk. Quarter of your local government store is all Scotch. Yeah, the SAQ is not that good for whiskeys. It's much better for like wines, cognac, stuff like that. Armagnac, stuff like that. Phoebe's getting lost in how to make different types of butter. I would not know even remotely how to do that. I'd like to try making mustard, like grainy mustard. I'd like to try that at some point. I think, excuse me, I think I'd really enjoy that. Like not on an industrial scale, just like make a jar of mustard now and again. Hold on a second. So I just saw something interesting. Boom. Engaged 2 weeks ago. Congratulations. So if you've only been engaged for 2 weeks, you haven't, you don't know when the wedding is yet or anything, but that's cool. That's good. I like that. Sorry. Why am I yawning? It's like 7:40 p.m. here. Just checking out, making sure I haven't forgotten anyone here. Actually, Country Boy at Kensington Wine Market here, I picked up two brewers. That's not a BC whiskey. That's from Yukon, but you almost never see two brewers back home in Quebec. Hey, look who's here. She's a blue. Nice to see you. I'm not on for much longer. I'm on for another 19 minutes. Oh, I see. Dropped in talking for 2 years. Yeah, okay, I get it. Still, that's good. It's good. It's nice to have something like that to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? I've managed to get to the end of the side chat. Nice. I'm caught up. I'm all caught up. But yeah, so like the stress of trying to get my family and me to Penticton, and then the stress of trying to get to my gig. It's like, will my trip home top that in any way? You know, like I'm kind of worried about it. But what's the point? Why worry about it, right? I'm not there yet. Everything hasn't gone to pot on me yet. So, and at the end of the day, I can either spend quality time stressing, or I can enjoy rocking and reeling on stage tomorrow and on the weekend, right? Also, for my other channel, the plan is, I'm sorry about these hems, guys, but there's something up here really, really messing with me. I have a bottle of BC whiskey that at the festival, I'm going to bring to the festival, and there's someone I know in one of the other bands who I also know because I have a whiskey channel. He's got a cocktail channel, and so I think we're gonna crack open a bottle on camera, and then just distribute the rest of it to our band, anyone in our bands who want to have a dram. And it's excuse me, it's kind of cool because it's from the Douglas distillery in Oliver, and it's a cask strength. It's a barrel pick, and there's only 44 bottles of it in existence. So it's going to be cool. Hey, Shawnee's here. Processed 5 dozen ears of corn, but not sure it's enough for winter. Is that corn like for animal feed, or do you can it for your family? Because 5 dozen ears of corn for a family is a lot. But if it's feed for, I don't know, chickens or something. Shawnee, I feel like I should know this, but I forget everything these days. You know what I'm looking forward to, David? I haven't taken the train in years. When when my family first broke up, I mean my mom and dad, we used to take the train to Vancouver every summer, and it was 5.5 days. And that was when it was CN, right? I mean, I hope I'm not aging myself here, but that was when CN carried people. And there was like this observation car, and as soon as we got to the Rockies, I spent the rest of the trip sitting in that observation car, with the sort of the window, the bubble window top. But I'm looking forward to the because I mean I've taken commuter trains, right? Montreal to not to Trois-Rivières, but to Montaigne or whatever. 45 minutes in a commuter train. But I haven't done a real like a via rail trip in a long time, so I'm looking forward to it. Though I do know that that is part of the corridor where there's no checked baggage, so I can't bring anything bladed. I think I mentioned this in a previous live stream, but I have to really figure out how I'm going to pack them because no checked baggage also means everything's got to be a little. I got to pack a little lighter than I thought. So maybe I will bring only the tent or only the hammock. But if I'm going to do the hammock, then I really have to get on buying an underquilt or a sleeping pad. Simon said he had a really good sleeping pad, and I wrote it down somewhere, and I don't have the information anymore. Simon, if you're still here, drop me a text over something in Signal. If you're not still here, then I'll hit you up in Signal. No matter which I have to do, my sleeping bag is done. It's one of those inflatable ones. It's a self-inflatable one, but it deflates over the course of the night. So, I mean, I've had it for like 35 years, so it's not like I didn't get my money's worth out of it. But it's definitely time to retire it and get something new. Country boy, I am in agreement with you. I hope it's uneventful as hell. Interesting question again. The base was fine. I was going to ask if I can do a gate drop on the base because I was afraid of it not showing up because we had to change planes and everything, and Air Canada's had some trouble with that. But it got there, and then it got here. If it gets lost on the way back, I'm not as stressed about it because it's going to show up. But I'm not in danger of missing shows because of it if it goes walkabout, Hey, there's a name. Hi there, Dr. Sharp. How's it going? I like it. Nice to see you. Nice drop. I like it. Nice. Oh, and Simone did drop me the link to that. So I will not lose that this time. I'm just going to pop that open. Oh, you sent it to Signal. Okay, good. The corn was sweet corn. Agam is not working. Best in town for my family. Frozen quart bags. 13 quarts. A quart is about a liter. Am I right about that, folks? Nice. Yeah, I definitely suggest it. It's a nice way to travel. And if they still have that observation car, as soon as you hit mountains, stay up there. It's like you'll be staring out in blissed out. Gosh, wow, absolutely. Oh, nice. Nice to see some good customer service from the traveling industries, whatever. Because I'm about like this with airline. So my wife and kids flew home today from Penticton, and they're getting onto the plane, and Clemence is 3, okay, and one of the gate agents or whatever ran out onto the tarmac after them to tell the missus to put a mask on the kid, on the young kid. And she said, but she's only 3. And the gate agent said, above 1, which is not true. And it took the captain of the plane announcing that the rule is for 6 and up for her to be allowed to take the mask off. It's like, God. Bring a flask. I think I'll have a flask of whiskey. Don't worry about it. Oh, will I? Can I get that on the train? No stress. Not even gonna think about it. Oh man, Austin's here too? It's too bad I'm only on for like another 10 minutes because all these guys, showing up. We got a really solid crew here tonight, guys. Oh, Tim had to leave before we started. Hope it all is all. Yep, but I'm only on for like another 10 minutes, Tim. Christy, Signal, it's what was the one that was big before Signal? I mean, it's still big. It's a messaging app, but it's it's supposed to be quite secure and blah blah blah, and it's not owned by Facebook. It's like a messaging app. 3.3 liters to the gallon, 4 quarts to 1 gallon. Okay, so they're in the same ballpark. Ballpark? What? Ballpark. Oops, everything just jumped. Everything jumped. Uh-oh, Tim. Tim, I wish that story was going better for you, man. Everything keeps jumping around. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Canadian says, yeah, it's like Telegram. It's not like Telegram. I mean, it's maybe kind of, but not the same target market. Yeah, okay. Simon, I was just talking about this with my my wicked stepmom. Sorry, my wicked mom-in-law, stepmom. Because I don't remember where you have to do the switch of the trains now. Because when I used to go, there was no switch. There's Mulroney who tore up part of the track. He didn't do it himself, but it was when he was in Ottawa that they ripped up part of the track. So where is it that you have to switch trains? Is it Toronto? Honeybee. I'm only on for another 8 minutes, Honeybee. Yeah, Destiny. Amazing, but you can no longer just take one train all the way across. So you have to switch trains at least once or twice, I think. But still worth it, I think. So, absolutely. Toronto is the mandatory switch. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad. It's absolutely too bad, but whatevs, right? House and corner, 3.8, 3.78 liters to the US gallon. Does anyone even use imperial gallons anymore? It's funny I say that, but a Canadian pint is a British pint, whereas an American pint is smaller. And I know this because when I worked in a bar, we got shipped a bunch of American Guinness glasses once, like 3 boxes of them, and we ended up just giving them away to preferred customers because we could not legally sell those pints because they were not big enough. So I'm like, who uses an imperial gallon? Well, who the hell uses an imperial pint? Every pub in Canada. Some of the pubs out west are actually switching to US pints, but for the same price as the imperial ones. Where are we? Yeah, Honeybee, I'm at my fiddler's place in Calgary. And tomorrow night we will be on stage in Lacombe, Alberta. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we'll be on stage at Abraham Lake, Alberta. And then Monday I'll be on a flight home. And Tuesday I'll be back at work. Tim, yeah, we do. In fact, we have I think we have a YouTube channel. Just let me look it up. I think. Do we have a YouTube channel? Oh my God, my Hold on a second here. I don't believe it. There's an interview we did on the CBC that's still on YouTube. There we go, Squid Jigger Band. I will drop this right here, just in case anyone wants to see any of our vids. We have our album up there too, as song by song. Yeah, so thank you for putting the explanation there. Yeah, WhatsApp was what I was trying to think of. What time are 5 minutes left. I don't want to leave, but I do have to go do some of that musics. Some of those musics. The problem with live streaming too long, Christy, is because I don't pay for StreamYard. I have a logo right there, and I have big restrictions on how long I can stream every month. So like if I forget about the time and just like I don't put my phone for a practice or whatever, and we go like 2 or 3 hours, then there's a live, like a Tuesday night live stream or two maybe that I can't do this month. We live streamed one song on Facebook yesterday night on our Facebook page, just because we don't have that kind of restriction there. But it was really like spur of the moment. Canadian, I'm kind of with you. I don't use WhatsApp as soon as they were acquired by Facebook, but everyone I know uses Facebook Messenger. So for anything that's not YouTube related or whatever, I like anything for family, I use that. I don't see anything important over there. And I'm really sort of getting jaded about the socials anyway. I feel like everyone's in their own little echo chambers. And everyone hates each other more than they used to. I remember I'm not even going to talk about this because it's politics. It's not even like edging towards politics. It's straight up politics. So I'm not going to say anything. But I will say that I wish people remember to like each other more, no matter which way they voted. David, WhatsApp was secure. Then it got bought by Facebook. Shani, per set, okay, like for us, a typical show will be 2 or 3 sets. I think in Lacombe we're doing 2, and the other 3 shows, like our time on the stages, I think. Actually, they might be 2 as well. Like a typical pub gig will do 3 sets, okay? 3 sets of about an hour with a break of 45 minutes in between. A set is, we've got a couple of songs that stretch like 15 minutes, but averaging a set's 15 songs. To do what we do, you have to know like 100, 150 songs, maybe 2. You got to know a lot of songs because you might be rocketing through your set and someone says, play Freebird. We won't play Freebird, by the way. But they'll request something. You got to at least know some of the requests. Rob, I don't know about that. Oh, rats. Okay, it's 7:59 Calgary time, which means my hour is now up. And even though I've got a really nice crew here, I can't. You know what? We keep joking. Oh, come on. We keep joking about that one. So I'd like to actually stick around, but I cannot. I have to go downstairs and practice with the boys who have already started. So next week, if all goes well, and I get on my flight on Monday, then we're right back to the usual Tuesday night live stream. and looking forward to that. And I'm hoping to have another interview or panel discussion sometime soon. I don't want to make any promises because the last 2 years have made me feel stupid about most of my promises. So I'm not going to do that, but sometime soon I'm aiming for something. So I'm out of here. Between now and next week, please, everybody, stay healthy, stay sane, stay safe, and be kind to one another. Good night, all.